Welcome back.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Imagine podcast. I know it's been a little bit of a time, but we're happy to be. We are filming on site today.
Yes.
We are at
Lavish 31.
This is Amy Dominguez's new fashion and gift boutique.
It's super cute, you guys. We're going to share a quick little tour at the end.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a late start because Maria Cruz went on a little shopping spree.
I did, and I didn't even want to buy anything. So you guys have to come check it out.
Yeah. So we're just really happy that we're here. We're on site. We're at a different location, which is fun, right? We get to visit other businesses and kind of highlight them and have a good time. And we have a beautiful backdrop here. Is this ostrich feather, you think?
I don't know, but they're really soft.
Really, really soft. So we just want to thank Amy for letting us film at her boutique while she has customers. But hey, that's real estate, right? We're ready to go at any time. So, but guys, we're just really excited on this episode. As always, we just like to talk a little bit about current market conditions, what's going on in real estate, how are things happening. We're going to start off with Maria Cruz. As you know, she is the Tri-City specialist and surrounding areas in Grandview, Prosser, Basin City, lo que sea.
Yes, 45 minutes away.
45 minutes away.
45-minute radius, you guys. So, gosh, let's do a quick update on just market trends. It has been a little bit inconsistent.
Really?
Yeah. Inconsistent in the sense that certain properties are moving really fast and certain properties are just sitting. Right.
Which ones do you think are sitting, and why do you think they're sitting?
I think it's a combination of both the properties not being properly showcased, right? Okay. And then also not having them prepared properly. And so that paired with maybe a little bit of an overprice, because I think we're still seeing a lot of sellers that are thinking that we're going to get the multiple offers at, 5% over market value, and it's just not the case.
So Maria Cruz, why do you think it's important for a seller, right, or a buyer to contact a seasoned agent like yourself who does a lot of production? Why do you think it's so important to have that experience, to hire somebody like? Why should I hire Maria Cruz in this current market conditions?
Yes. Well, I think it's now more than ever important to work with an agent who is a seasoned agent and who's a full-time agent, because it's you have to go all in on these listings. It's no longer like I can't just take a picture off my phone and upload it on the MLS and it's not going to work, right? That's just not enough. And then also having that experience with negotiations, because it's a lot more negotiation now than it was, let's say 2021, in the sense that you can really go both ways. So it's like strategy is going to be a big deal when it comes to being able to net your seller the max amount, where before, it was just one-sided. And right now it's a good blend. So I think working with someone who knows the market, who can really pinpoint the areas and knows the comps in the area, like physically has walked those houses. Mm-hmm. Because we've had a couple, I had new buyers this last week and we went to check out a house and they're like, oh my gosh, this is a catfish. I was like, yeah, it is a little bit of a catfish. Sorry. Pictures were beautiful. Yeah, it happens, you guys.
They're out there.
And so it was a little bit of a catfish. So a lot of times when you're running comps and you're not actually producing, you're going to go based off of pictures and just what you find maybe on the MLS, but did you walk that house? Mm-hmm. Do you actually know what the condition of that house was? And that makes a big difference, right? So,
and I've been seeing a lot of that personally. And as I think as the real estate, the game changes, and I think a lot of agents are expanding their areas, and here in the Columbia Basin, where we kind of we have several offices, right? Maria Cruz takes care of our office up there in the Tri-Cities. We kind of watch an area over here, Othello, Moses Lake. Well, believe it or not, I've been seeing a lot of Tri-Cities agents listing homes in Moses Lake and whoa, where'd you come up with this pricing? Or, how did this happen? And
then you guys are a very niched area, right? So if you're not in and out in this area specifically, your pricing's going to be off, right? And so, 40 miles, 30 miles, that's already a stretch when it comes to really understanding that particular market.
Yeah.
So
even, I won't tackle too much in the Tri-Cities, but my brother was buying a house in the Tri-Cities and he wanted me to help him. Shout out to Mark and Erica. And
we got him closed.
Yeah, we did. But I called you and I called Richard and like, hey, give me the deets, and you were like, bam, 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 this, that. There's a comparable here. Let me call the guy. And Richard was the same way, and just having that local expertise was just so comforting, right? And the appraisal came in right where we were. So I think that right now in this inconsistent market, and we're seeing the same thing over here, Maricruz, is, I think this last few months for me, I'm actually selling some of my personal homes, some of my investments to invest in other investments,
big projects. I know. I'm so excited.
Yeah. What's not cool though? It took me forever to sell one of my own houses. My own.
Were you like, hello, where's my agent on this? Now you know.
Right? No, exactly.
Yeah.
Because my renters had moved out. I'm like, I'm going to sell this house. And I actually have my other agents in my office do a CMA for me.
Right.
And say, hey, what do you think it's worth?
Yeah.
And they do it for me. So I'm not biased on it. It's worth this much,
Right.
And I did everything, Maricruz. Like I listed it at the price and it would not sell.
It wasn't moving. Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like,
what's going on?
Oh my God, what's going on? Like, it's me. I'm selling the house, and, each house is different, like you say, and, come to the point of like, hey, we have to lower the price no matter what you want to do. It's not what I wanted.
Well, and then it's, I think a lot of people are looking for something very specific. Like I have most people right now looking for land. Like they want, and by land, I'm not saying they want an acre lot, right? It's like quarter acre is already like, okay, you're gonna get some space, where most lots now are even smaller than that, right? So it's like if you have a decent sized backyard, that's becoming gold. And then if you have any kind of additional parking space where you can park an RV or a boat or whatever, like that's super, super big too. In-law quarters.
Big time.
Anything that you can like convert or modify to make it like multi-generational money, right? Like people, that's what they need.
And
right
zoning.
Now. And zoning.
Zoning is a big thing. Here's some investment advice, right? Like,
and you'll only get this from someone who is experienced and actually understands real estate, not just closing the deal.
Yeah.
The zoning.
So when you're buying a home, right? And it could be your first home, right? I have a lot of first-time home buyers. And I like to treat them as if I have 5 sisters, 4.5. And so I always treat them as if they were one of my sisters. And so if they're buying a house for the first time and they say, hey, I kind of want this to be my first rental, right? I always say, cool, let's look at the zoning.
Yeah.
Because I like to buy homes in ours. Let's take, for instance, here in Othello, it's zoned R4, right? And there's one house on there. So that means that you can put up to 4 units on that property. So I'll buy a nice, it could be just a little 3.2 or 3.1. I don't like to buy 3.1s or 3.1.5. But they do have a lot of room in the back that I could throw a triplex on there.
Yeah.
Right? And I could build it at a great price. So then my little single family investment turns into a 4-plex because, as you know, it's hard to find a lot right now.
Yeah. Anywhere
in Tri-Cities, Othello, Moses Lake.
Everywhere.
That you can build a duplex, a triplex for rental. So I like to get the lot that's an R4. I like to hold those.
Yeah, rent out the house already.
Yeah, at any time, add a triplex, add a duplex.
Well, it gives you cash flow initially, and then it gives you opportunity for more, right? Because you're not going to just turn around and build a $300,000, $400,000 duplex or triplex, but maybe in 10 years, once this house is already gone up in equity, you can do a HELOC. There's just so many opportunities, and these are kind of the things that most agents don't know and they don't work with. And so I just had Chrissy, she just did my testimonial, you guys.
She did.
All the way. She's so sweet.
She was.
So they just purchased their second property, and that was one of the things, I know that they wanted to keep it as a rental eventually. And so it's like making sure that numbers make sense for their future, want for that property. So R3, R4, R gold, there's going to be new regulations with all just a single family residence. So that's going to be huge, you guys. If you want more info, DM us. We would be happy to share. But that is going to be, opening doors for so many people.
Yeah.
To be able to become landlords or just create extra cash flow.
Yeah. And here's how I see it too. If you're looking to buy an investment property, get an agent who has investment properties. And I know that's kind of hard to say, but it's like going and get marriage counseling and
from someone who's not married,
right?
Yes. Like you don't know how rough it is.
Right. They're like, well, no, I went to school for it. It's like, no, until you live with somebody, unless you live with somebody amazing like me, like Amy, she's perfect.
Hey, Amy, shout out to Amy.
No, so it's the same thing. Like,
for sure.
I know, Maria Cruz, you have a lot of, into that space of investments, and I got one or two there on the side also. But know your experience level when you're going out choosing an agent, right? Especially in these times, right? So we're available.
Holla.
So, okay. So that we're going to the recap. We got on a tangent
there.
You're saying some inconsistencies on the market. You're seeing price reductions.
Yes, you are. And I'm thinking that they're usually coming in that 60 to 90 day mark. Okay. I do tell people like you need to be prepped for that 60 to 90 day. That's kind of our average days on market. After that, we really kind of need to start thinking about what we're going to do. One of the things that just showing the last 2 weeks, going to showings, one of the things that I've noticed, it's a lot of sellers are not being as flexible as they should be with showings, with like having just the house tidied, or even like being open to removing their pets, right? So we went to do a showing yesterday and there was 4 dogs and but they're all big dogs, right? And so, and they're scared, right? They're seeing people come in and out. And so the barking, it just like, it turned off. The wife was like, oh, this is too much. I don't want to keep looking at it, and it wasn't the house, but it was just too much noise. It just wasn't a good experience. So that's one of the things right now. It's like, we got to be flexible.
Yeah. I had a difficult conversation with one of my sellers. Like, your yard is just terrible. Like
Carbavia. Oh yeah. Well, and then summer's coming around.
The yard,
so we have to
clean your carpets, fix the yard. And it's hard, but it's one of those things where like you're saying, the market's hard as it is right now for sellers. So it really comes down to just like you're saying, like you have to price it right? You have to have the house ready, smelling good, looking great, marketed very well.
Pretend you're going on a date. Correct. Okay. Your house is going on a date and it needs to be at its best.
Yeah. First impression. First impression. You walk in the house and it smells, people are like turned off. Yeah. Right away.
Like he worked out. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done.
It's like,
did he go to Pillar Fitness? What?
Hey, we'll give you guys a quick tour to a pillar at the end, maybe if we have time. So, the other great thing though in this market is it has its pros and its cons.
For sure, yeah.
Yesterday, I was able to get one of my buyers a ton of seller concessions, as much as he could. The bank allowed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So we got the the most that we could, because sellers, they're just not selling, Right. So with that and some other incentives from the lenders, we were able to get them 5.75 yesterday. We locked them in. Yeah. So like buyers,
that's awesome.
Like we know that you guys are scared. I look at me in the eye, don't be scared, right? Like, it's a great time. You're going to get seller concessions right now. You're going to get help, right?
Yeah. What do you think the average is right now that you're seeing? Like, what percentage of your sellers are actually offering concessions?
100%.
Yeah.
Every offer that I've put in, every offer that my agents I've been seeing. I mean, unless there are a few properties where they're priced really low and they do that on purpose to get multi offers.
The strategy.
Yeah, those are obviously not getting seller concessions. But I am seeing going through my desk with all of our agents, right? Almost all the contracts have seller concessions.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw one yesterday with like 12 grand. I saw a couple with 3%, 2%. I mean, every single contract I've been seeing has seller concessions.
Yeah.
The builders are still giving concessions.
Yes.
I know we are. Paul's Verdes Custom Homes. They're still giving 10 grand if you use their preferred lenders. That's 10 grand. That helps out a lot.
Yeah, that's full closing.
Yeah.
And then if you're doing the zero down program, anything like that, like you're coming. I have one closing tomorrow, and they're getting their money back. So
wow.
Yeah. I know.
So buyers,
$1,300. Let's go.
Do not be scared.
There's still options.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. There's a ton of options, and I know you and I were talking last week, and just kind of talking about markets. How can we better serve and help our agents? And we've seen it's funny because we were seeing the same thing over there and over here, like people getting cold feet all of a sudden. What do you think's causing that? Just like randomly, two or three buyers be like, "Well,
I'm gonna wait."
Scared. I'm like, "Whoa, why? What happened? Like, I don't see anything happening outside. Am I missing something?"
Well, I think it's just the news, Jesse. There's just so much noise constantly about everything, right? Like just with our president and the tariffs, and I mean, just so much, right? And so I think when people hear so much, it scares them a little, right? Because I mean, most people, they're selling their biggest asset, right? They're moving their family. There's so much uncertainty already through the process that adding a little bit more of chaos in the media, like that's enough for people to just want to wait. And I think that's more than anything what it's been, because we've even had a couple sellers that are like, well, we're going to wait to sell. I don't know if this is going to be the right time. If rates go down, I'm like, oh, I can't. I wish there was a little more confidence that rates were going to go down, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. And if it's a good time for you, you should make the move, because there's no better time than when it's the right time for you, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's always going to be something happening around, and there's always going to be a little bit of fear. That's how everything's controlled, right? So it's like, if it feels right, you're in a position where you're financially comfortable with making the move, do it.
I saw something really interesting last night while I was scrolling. It was this traffic. And the guy was showing, like, don't always follow because you're going to get left behind. And what it was, Maria Cruz, was it was, how you get off on an exit and the line is really long. I mean, talking like 100 cars, right? So the guy was like, you're just following. So all the cars that thought were getting off on that exit, they just got behind the other car. Well, all it was a car pulled over with its hazards on.
And how many times has that not happened to you guys? Because it's happened to me. Where it's like, it was backed up just on standard traffic.
No,
not your analogy, but
so
you know what I mean?
And then a guy left and he was recording, and he passed like 100 cars. And he's like, the exit was still like another,
3 miles.
Yeah. And it was like, hey, don't follow the crowd, right? And I think it's a natural human
instinct. Yeah, for sure.
Follow the fear, follow the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for agents.
Right.
Right. Like we tell our agents, like, do not get scared. Right.
Yeah.
It's like right away, as soon as everything just like, because we all feel like it almost like the brakes, like someone like
squeezes them in. Yeah.
It's like, hey, don't get scared, right? Like, keep pushing, right?
Yeah.
Like, just last week, some of my hardest properties, they all went pending.
Oh,
yeah. Like,
good job.
No, like, I had to, like, really, like, just keep working at it, right?
Yeah.
Keep marketing them, keep finding the right people, keep getting good feedback, like, what's going on here? And then, you know what? The right buyer came, and they all went pending, and some were those ones where other agents from far away tried to sell, and they couldn't, and we took care of it. And, it's one of those things where whether you're an agent or whether you're a buyer, you cannot be scared, and don't follow people. Yeah. Right? Follow
you
your
gotta
heart.
you gotta just do what's right for you.
Yeah.
That is, so I had, I just lost my train of thought. Mary Lou came in and distracted us.
Yeah, she walked.
I know. We were distracted by Mary Lou.
So we're back. We got a little distracted by
Mary Lou.
Mary Lou's amazing. She's been with us forever.
I know. We love her.
Yeah, she does a lot of stuff for me. She does all my listings actually. So
she's one of the original Imagine agents.
She's an OG. Yeah.
She's an OG.
And not only that, she's like our in-house IT. She also is like the agent that pulls up with like her toolbox.
Yeah.
And she puts all our desks together. And then
let's go.
Yeah, the other day I bought some desks for Elisa's office because the other ones didn't match. They were gross. And, we're sitting there and then Maricruz is walking by with her tools. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm going to put some chairs together for Elisa. I'm bored. I'm like, wow, dude, this girl's like,
let's go. We love her.
She's awesome. She's the agent. She's the agent where like, if something needs to be done to close, she's there like getting it closed. And that's what we love about agents.
That's what we do, man. Yesterday, catch me at 9:30 p.m. painting a staircase that should have been painted, but we fumbled the ball.
What's one of the, talking about that? What's one of the like the hardest, craziest thing you had to do for the house to close?
Oh my gosh, paint an entire shop. It was in the summer. And anybody who follows me on social media, like if you've been following me for the last, let's say 2 years, you saw when I had to do this. It was not cute, but it was a sweet couple. They were retired. This house was inherited to them. And they just wanted, they needed to close it. The husband couldn't physically do it. And the wife, she couldn't do it either. And so, yeah, the appraiser hit it. It was probably, of course, they submitted late, right? So it was probably a week and a half before closing. And it was like midsummer, friggin' July. And they're like, oh, all the shop needs to be painted because it has chipping paint. I'm like, oh my God. Right. So all four sides, baby. A ladder.
I had to dig up a septic. It was like check this out.
Did you take the entire tank out or just the lid?
No, it was a crappy deal.
It's just the lid.
Amazing clients. So it was 4 contingencies.
Oh my God. How'd you get there?
That's another
Who dropped the ball? No,
it
wasn't you.
These clients are buying another client's house, and then they were buying another client's house.
Yeah.
And then that client was buying one of our builds in Tri-Cities.
Oh God.
And so, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But they were all amazing clients. And we could not find the lid. So like, they're like, we think it's right here. So I'm like, I couldn't find nobody to work. And it was cold outside. So I was like, oh, well,
So did you have to like poke around to find it?
Yeah.
Did you use one of the things that Mary Lou was using the other day? The metal detectors to find the lid?
Well, we couldn't find it. I was making holes everywhere. So I called the septic guy. He has a little thing that goes beep, 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 beep. And then they kind of, he goes, it's right here. Well, it wasn't right there. And I'm like, I have to get this pumped or else all 4 contingencies are going to fall apart.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm there. It starts to snow. Like you can make this a movie. And I'm there digging and I'm just like, it's getting cold. It's muddy. It's like Groundhog Day. There's holes everywhere. Donde quiera, there's holes everywhere. Right. And I'm there and I cannot find the lid, dude. Right. And so I finally hit it. Like ding, ding. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to take forever. And I'm like, Lord, please send somebody call me. And I couldn't. And
it was a coffin.
Can you imagine? So I'm there and I'm like, oh my God, the septic guy's coming like in half an hour. Like I have to get this lid out. And there's no way because it's deep. It wasn't even in the right spot.
It was like 4 feet in or something.
Terrible.
Yeah. So
here comes this tractor, dude. You hear like, oh, like the heavens open. Here comes a tractor. I run to the tractor. Like, senor, please, I'll pay you whatever. He's like, oh, I'm kind of in a hurry. Like, please beg him. So he comes with this tractor. Like, what are the chances? He scoop, picks the lid up. I would have never got the lid. As soon as he got it off, the septic truck
pulls up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because it was like in the cold time, and they were going to leave on it. It was. Anyways.
Well, and then you can't if the
I have a video. I have a video of it. I'll show it to you someday.
Why do we record our tragedies?
Joe, maybe I find it and give it to you.
Okay, to add it in the clip.
It was many moons ago. But anyhow.
That's so funny.
That's the subject of agents, right? So we are in recruiting mode. Okay, I'm just going to let it out right now. Right, Maricruz?
Rip it.
So we want, if you're an agent and you want to have fun, and you want to kick butt, we have some awesome training. We have some awesome people. I mean, you can hang out with any of our agents, any of them, from Tri-Cities to Othello, Moses Lake. We are opening up our branch office in Quincy.
How exciting.
It's so exciting. Yeah. So next week it'll be open.
How exciting.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. So we have some awesome, actually have a desk.
So this is going to be the third office.
The third physical office.
Physical office,
yeah.
yes.
So we'll have some more offices. We're working on Spokane. We're still talking to other companies.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard. They don't want to sell their companies everywhere. Anyways, but no, like we want to expand.
Yep.
You know, and if you're an agent and you're listening to this podcast and you want to join us, you want to learn from the best, you want to have a great time. We have some amazing educational stuff. I mean, just bouncing ideas off.
Amazing technology, you guys.
Technology.
It's like you're not going to miss out on technology.
I love the text. Text Jerry is my favorite.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I got
it's so
another good news from it.
nice.
I just love it.
You're on fire.
The CMA.
The CMA.
I love the CMAs.
So quick, easy. I mean, I think that's one of the things though, with the brokerage, when like selecting what brokerage to go with. It's like one that actually has everything that they say they have, right? And isn't charging like insane splits.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to find. And then the culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you call Jesse, he'll answer, by the way.
Micros will call you. You can call her too if you're in the Tri-Cities. She'd love to grow her team.
I would love to grow. I would.
She says that very like, no,
very natural. No, when the time is right, yeah. But you know, it's just one of you have to find, I think part of why Imagine's done as well as it has is because you have created a culture of, you know, attracting the right people. And so that's kind of what I want too, right? It's like once we start expanding more in Tri-Cities, it needs to kind of be organic.
Yeah, totally. And that's
it has to be, it has to kind of be, but anyway, so if you're watching this and you feel like you need to reach out, holler, because
we're ready.
We're ready for you
to start.
That's what we need. That's what we want.
So we want to leave a little bit of time at the end to kind of walk this beautiful place Amy has. And we want to actually bring Amy in.
Yes.
But really quick, one thing that we love to do at Imagine is we love to we coach our clients one-on-one. We go over their goals, over their vision. Vision is always really important to us. And so this afternoon, actually, we sent out some stuff. And we're going to pick two of these sayings that we learned today. And I'm going to ask Marty Cruz on two of these. The first one says, you don't need more time. You need less distractions. Tell me about it.
It's true. It's true. From an agent standpoint, I think we all fall victim of ourselves, right? Let's be honest. I think sometimes it's it's an industry just like any other self-employment industry where you have all the time, you have all the flexibility that you want to have, but then that also is going to come with sacrifices in like your production, right? So it's like you don't want to. Sometimes it's not that you don't have time. It's just that you have too many things that aren't actually going anywhere or you're not producing. You know, we don't need to go on a wine tour every day, friends, right? But I think sometimes we get caught up in the flashy and the thing. And it's like at the end of the day, we run our business because of our clients, right? And so it's like if you just stick to that, it's going to come together, you know.
Start time blocking and your distractions will leave you very fast.
Gosh, yeah. This is usually the time of year. Also, I don't know about you, but this is usually the time of year where we got to like sit down, like where are we and what do we need to modify for our goal, right? Because I think sometimes it's like, okay, this is my year goal, but then halfway through the year, you don't pay attention. And then it's like the other half goes through and then you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't hit my goal, right? Or I should have changed this. So if you're an agent or if you're not an agent, but you set goals for yourself this year, go back. We're about June now, honestly, like 3 weeks. And evaluate yourself. Be real. Keep it real. Am I wasting time? What do I need to change?
things come and go, right? I mean, we get busy really crazy and then it slows down. One thing I've learned, not only in life, but I learned this from real estate, is that when things do slow down, like as soon as it slows down, that's when you start going like, hey, what do I need to work on? What are the things I can do? Where am I at? What can I change?
Yeah. What can I upgrade, right?
Upgrade.
Modify.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like that's when it's so great because then, you're like, all right, I'm not busy. I should be busy, right? What am I doing that I'm not supposed to be doing? Because I should be busy, right? So a lot of people say like, oh, how do you do all these things in that amount of time? It all comes back to being resourceful with your time.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
So the next one says, that one was a really good one. How about you pick one?
Well, yeah, we'll pick one because I have one that this is probably one of my favorite quotes ever. You don't need more resources. You need more resourcefulness. Maybe it's because I have kids. I'm like, hello, it's right there. But I think a lot of times we get caught up in like, oh, I don't have everything I need. And you look back, it's like when you started real estate, you didn't have the experience, right? You didn't have the investments. You didn't have maybe the money that, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you didn't have these things that now you do, but you figured it out. Mm-hmm. And I think in our society as a whole, we're sometimes a little bit not as resourceful as we should be.
True.
Right? It's like you could do it. You just need to find the way.
Yeah.
And from my experience in business and just overall, if you want something and people see that you're working towards something, they're going to help you and give you the opportunity. So it's not that you don't have the resources. It's just that you're not, putting yourself in a position where you're going to attract that. And you're not finding you're not being resourceful with what you do have and the opportunities that you do have.
Yeah.
So
I love that. And I learned that in my career through other people that were a little older, a little wiser. Then they have a little bit more ganas than me. But I learned that they were being very resourceful with what they had. Right? Yeah. You can build up your own empire, your own goals. You can build up your own business. You can build up your own relationship. You can build up a better you with what's already around you.
Yep.
You'd be amazed. All you have to do is stop and listen, right? And focus on what is actually very resourceful. And the crazy part is that we're naturally inclined to look for an answer like, I just got to listen to one more podcast. I got to go to one more conference, right?
Oh my gosh. And then you get stuck. Okay. I personally know a few people that it's like they're on the podcast and the conference wheel because they go and they get hyped and it's like all such an emotional roller coaster. They come back hyped and then they don't do anything. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's not that you don't have the resources. It's just that you're not doing it. Right. And you're not leveraging what you do have. So,
yeah. And one thing I liked about, I'm going to throw a little ERA plug because we're ERA, is when we went to that conference, right? They had the best of the best. And just yesterday, one of our speakers that was there, she followed up on her next thing, right? And then she has another one. And same thing with Jared James. We followed up a couple months later about, hey, this is what we learned at the conference. What are you doing now? Right? And it's kind of that same thing is like, what are you doing? How are you being resourceful? Right. Mm-hmm. And it'd be amazing what do. And then we'll end this part of it with this is, you need to know you don't need to know everything. Okay. You just need to start.
Yes.
I think that's just powerful. Right?
Yeah. That's gold for everything in your life. You don't need to be, knowledgeable in fitness to start your fitness journey. You don't need to be knowledgeable in all aspects of business before you start your business. It's all these things you got to it's a little fearful, but you got to just do it.
Yeah, no, totally. Just start. Yep. Whatever your dreams are, start. Whatever your goals are, start, right? Yeah. Don't be fearful. Don't be shy. Just do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then, what's the worst? Like, I think we brought this up in our first podcast. It's like, this is the worst we're ever going to be.
Totally.
And if you're cool with that, I mean, whatever, right? Like, go for it.
Yeah.
And so with that, we're going to transition to Señorita Amy.
We are.
We're going to bring her on so she can share a little bit about like what it was like to open up the shop, get the boutique.
Stranded at the real estate office.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about Jesse's sacrifices for this. This boutique.
All the sacrifices
that made me spend money already. But anyway, but you know, this was something that she wanted to do for a really, really long time. And it's beautiful. And I'm so proud of her. So we'll bring her on.
Bring on Amy.
Okay, guys. So thank you for coming out here. This is she's just running her business and we made her take a step back.
Over.
We took over, yeah.
We took over. And she's our first guest.
I know.
Yes.
I'm the one who, when he fell, I left him.
She walked away.
Oh, that's true, Joe.
I left him. But I didn't really leave him. Did you see? Everybody was there for him.
Should I just leave right now? Like you left me? I'll stick around.
I see. Okay, Amy. Tell us what the experience was. This is my first time here, and it's so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. But what was the experience like putting this together? Like, what was the most stressful part of it?
Honestly, the most stressful part was probably like a couple of days before. Even the process starting was just so fun because I got to shop. We went to Las Vegas and we were in California, and it was just, I don't know, just putting different outfits together. Like, you know, mismatch even different prints, and that part was just so fun. And then we got back to Washington and I had to put barcodes on. Like, I had to put the barcodes. I had to come up with the prices, really. Like, nobody told me about this part. I just wanted to shop for people. But if I had to pick something, it would probably be that.
The hands-on, like, setting up and kind of piecing the store together.
Yeah, and I had a vision for it, and I'm so thankful for Wino, because I'm like, babe, I want to do this and I want to do it like this, and then he would show me a picture like this. I'm like, yes, can you please make it happen? And
he's like, I already have it designed.
He's like, don't even worry about it. Let me do me.
Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. And you've always had like a fashion sense, you know, and Jesse shares it with you. I know. I wish I had a little more appreciation for fashion. Maybe now I will. Like, maybe now I'll start because I'm going to be out here.
Did you see what he wore? For the did you see the gold shoes?
Yes.
Gotta have a little bit of sparkle.
Did I expect anything less? I'm surprised he didn't walk out in a gold suit.
No, you should see the jacket.
I had a gold jacket.
Oh my God.
I'll wear it on the next podcast.
No. Oh my God.
That'll be our goal.
I know. I would have been like, you took her light.
He wanted to. He's like, this is my life.
No, but you've always had, you know, the fashion. So when you told me that this was going to be a possibility, I was so excited because I was like, okay, now this is going to be your baby, right? Yeah. What's like your vision for this space?
Yeah. So,
like, what's your vision for the long term for this space?
Well, what I can even appreciate now is just the different ladies coming in, and I'm already talking to different people. I've lived in Othello my whole life, and I've already met so many new people. Yeah. And then just making conversation with them and them asking me for my advice of like, hey, can you help me do this and this? And even today, somebody messaged me, hey, I have a party to go to. What can you come up with for me? And so that was really fun to put just different outfits, but even create a space where people can just come and just sit and, I don't know, just
have a drink and enjoy the nice, you know, nice culture setup that you guys have.
Yeah, that's really what I hope at the end of the day is just women come and just feel comfortable and, I don't know, just make themselves at home, just to maybe just get out of the house.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Hey, I could feel that. Sometimes you gotta just check out and go buy yourself something nice or buy yourself coffee. Like this week, me and Charlie kept going back and forward. We're like, okay, I have a really nice espresso machine at home. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we could totally make amazing drinks here. But if somebody makes it for us, it's a
so
lot
much better. It's so much better. I don't care how expensive the machine is. Like, somebody makes it for you.
It's just better.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be something that's super, super cool for you guys to bring to the area. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the next one will be in Tri-Cities.
Jesus.
I'm ready.
Jesus.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm ready for you guys. Yeah. Well, congratulations, Amy. We're excited for you guys. And
I just have one question, Amy.
Oh, gosh.
Give me the money. No. What things did you learn in real estate at the office that helped you
that's a good one.
Run this place? Or what kinds of things from the real estate world did you bring into this world?
Oh my goodness. I learned so much from even that business, right? It's connecting with others, even though you don't know them, right? You have to connect with them and just build a relationship with them, because it's not just a one-time thing, like they buy something and they leave, but it's really building a connection with them. And maybe that it's just the connection that you build with people, not just for a business, but just, when you see them, it's like, hey, how are you? Like, how are things going? Or and I've learned that even from you. That's what I would say.
And guys, just to say, you never give up on your dreams or on your goals. We were sitting on a couch 19 years ago. We had just gotten married, living there on Scootney. Yes. And Amy and I, since then, were doing vision boards, and we'd always dream. And she sat down that day, young, we didn't have anything. And she said, I'd love to open up a boutique someday. And then year after year, she'd put it away, just didn't have money or time, or just never got to it. Yeah. And 19 years later,
she made it happen.
She made it happen, right? So never give up on your dreams. And Amy, I'm very proud of you as your husband, as your best friend, like to see you walk into your what you were born for, and the relationships you make and the lives you're going to change. I already see you making a huge impact. So even though she's no longer with us on our day-to-day operations, Amy has actually joined our corporate team. She's still part of our corporate team.
I still ask him, hey, what happened today in real estate? Like, what's going on with
Hey, did you turn on this file on time?
It takes a half hour extra every night. I need to know everything that happened. I'm like,
give me the rundown.
Oh, no.
I still have to know everything without imagine.
Amy said, if I work OT, you're gonna go work OT. Give me the rundown. Give me the rundown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Guys.
It's great to have you, and we'll have Joe take some quick shots of you inside of your boutique.
Yeah, check it out, you guys. If you want some cute fits that are like very fashionable, still you're still gonna look well put together, and you know what I mean, they got a little something for everybody. So and tune in, guys. Our next episode, we're gonna talk all about new construction. We're gonna go visit Mari Cruz on site at her projects over there. We'll talk a little bit about our projects over here, but yeah, next episode is all about new construction. The do's, the don'ts.
Yeah,
the behind the scenes, the scary things.
Yeah, we've been doing new construction forever. So yeah, tune in. We're so excited. Share this podcast, you guys. And like you say, if you want to be part of the Imagine team, come join us. We'd love to have you. And it was great seeing you guys. And thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us, you guys.